Hi guys. Sorry for being late. So Felix has a little issue and he will be there in 5 minutes. So I'm here to tell you that we will start in few minutes, guys. And for the one who doesn't know me, I'm Eloise. I work at La Growth Machine, which is a sales automation tool, and we will today deep dive in three workflows that will help you guys to transform your pipeline and your prospecting strategy using Clay and La Growth Machine. It's a good way to ask all your questions to me and to Felix, and also just share with us if you have any challenges with your prospecting strategy, etc. So we will wait for Felix a few minutes. You have on the right side the chat. And yes, there is a recording for this session when it ends. YLGM versus everyone else. I mean, it depends on what you want to test, but La Growth Machine has these advantages to be all-in-one platform, which means you can build your list using LinkedIn intent, like you can import any engager from LinkedIn posts, LinkedIn event, even from any of your competitors' posts. It's not just yours. So you have the LinkedIn intents. You can, of course, import from CSV or CRM, and of course, LinkedIn Sales Navigator or basic LinkedIn. But you also have the LGM database, so you are not obliged to use Sales Navigator. You can just use the LGM database. So you can first build your list, then you can enrich them and finding more information on their profiles, their verified email, and yeah, a lot of data. And then you can build your multi-channel sequence. You can use social warming first, visiting profile, liking recent posts, just to warm up a little bit your leads. Then you can add, for example, a first DM on LinkedIn using our super great feature. This is my favorite one, the chat mode, which splits a big text on LinkedIn in few different little DM, which are more human than a big text. And you can even add voice notes, and then you can add a LinkedIn, an email follow-up, and you can even add a call, and you can even add a DM on Twitter. So this is for the multi-channel sequence builder. And then you can, of course, synchronize all the leads, the replies, the status, etc. on your CRM. We have a lot of integration, native integration, but also custom integration with Webhook. You have also the analytics, the reporting, etc. So yeah, La Growth Machine for prospecting is all-in-one tool. And for more advanced personalization and more advanced segmentation, we do have this native integration with Clay. So the use case, the most common use case is that guys can use LGM, Clay first, and then LGM. Um, so I have a little message of Felix, and he will join us just now. And yes, Black Friday, we have things to give you guys. Just 1 second. Hey,
Hey,
I
Eloise, we got there in the end.
yeah, that's okay. I was dancing, I was singing, yeah, to just win some time.
A few
Um,
technical difficulties, but we're here
yeah,
now.
no, that's okay. That's okay. So here we go. We are with Felix Frank, co-founders of StackOptimise. Felix, I talked a lot, so maybe you can introduce yourself. I was just before you arrived, introducing what is like Gross Machine, our native integration with Clay, and telling the attendees that they have a chat on the right sidebar. And guys, don't be shy, use this full hour with Felix and me as a free consultation, and ask all your questions, and yeah, share with us your challenges. Felix, I let you introduce yourself.
Yes, perfect. Well, thank you, Eloise. So my name's Felix. I am co-founder at StackOptimise. We are a GTM engineering agency. If you're not familiar with GTM engineering, it's kind of this fancy new word in the world of outbound and lead gen that's popped up in the last couple of years. But essentially, we're an outbound lead gen agency, sending a lot of emails, a lot of LinkedIn DMs on behalf of about 25 B2B businesses right now, and we use lots of different tools for that outreach. LGM is one of those.
Great. One of the question was, okay, we are waiting for the three workflows. So yeah, today we wanted to deep dive in three different workflows to use Clay first to segment your list, your audience list, and then push all your audience and your leads in a La Growth Machine natively with this integration. So Felix, maybe you can just share your screen. We do have a guide, a Notion guide that we can give you after all. And also for the one who asked, do you also do a Black Friday? What we can do is giving you 3,000 credits on Clay, and also we do have 1 month free trial on La Growth Machine with a special link that I will just give you now during the session. Yeah, Felix, I know that you have this Notion guide, so maybe you can start it over, and I will share the different links in the chat.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'll bring on my screen now then, Eloise.
Yeah, you have a little
Perfect.
share button.
Yes,
Yeah.
there we go. Is my screen being shared?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, fantastic. So this Notion page has been very kindly put together by the La Growth Machine team, and we're going to be covering 3 Clay plus LGM templates / workflows that GTM teams can use on a daily basis. So we have the 3 here: template 1, template 2, and template 3. Starting with template 1, this is basically a trigger-based or signal-based outreach flow, specifically targeting your past clients. Now, this is one of the hottest signals or triggers that you can use because these are people that have previously used your product or service, but they have since moved on to another company. So these are really, really hot leads. They're previously users, potentially previous champions of your product or service. We absolutely want to be targeting these leads in the most effective way. And this is why we like to use a tool like La Growth Machine for this particular trigger, because La Growth Machine offers us multi-channel outreach, meaning we can reach out to these prospects over both email and LinkedIn. And when we are working with high priority prospects like these, they're really warm leads. They know about us already. There's a high likelihood that we'll be able to convert them. We want to absolutely hit them with multi-channel outreach. So with a tool like La Growth Machine, not only can we send them LinkedIn messages and emails, we can also send them voice notes on LinkedIn and all these sorts of things as well. So the way we set this up to essentially run on autopilot inside of a tool like Clay, we have a couple of different options here. Clay actually has its own like built-in signal feature for tracking these prospects. The way it works is you would upload a list of all of your current clients into a Clay table following the Clay template, and then you set the clay table to run on a schedule. I would recommend having it run once every 2 weeks, maybe once every month, if you're conscious of credits, and also depending on how many prospects you have in that list. If you have tens of thousands of prospects in that list because they're your existing customers, then you might want to run it on a less frequent basis. If it's less than that, you could run it on a more frequent basis. Now, what you are running for is you are checking to see if these prospects have changed jobs in the last 30 days. If they have, that is your trigger, and then you will qualify them inside of Clay. Inside of Clay, you will create your hyper-personalized messaging to these people. We like to use Gemini or Claude for our copywriting inside of Clay. It tends to do a better job than GPT, which more often than not sounds quite AI. And then from there, we're able to push those leads to a tool like Growth Machine for multi-channel follow-up. I don't know if you want me to kind of pause in between each workflow, Louise, in case there's any questions, or I can just keep going through that.
So for the moment, we don't have any question on this use case. Guys, do you have any question, things you want to complete or to add? But for the moment, I think it's pretty clear.
Okay, perfect. So this is, I would say, one of, if not the most important triggers you can set up. And if you want to take this a step further with the setup, you could build a workflow to automatically send any of your new customers from inside of HubSpot or inside of Salesforce, whichever CRM you're using, to that same Clay table to ensure that it's always topped up with your existing customers. And you can set this up to run fully on autopilot. So you just have peace of mind that any of your existing customers, they're being added to this Clay table. The Clay table is running automatically on a schedule to check if any of these individuals have moved jobs. If they are, they will progress through your table. They'll get qualified. They'll have the messaging created, and they'll automatically be pushed to that Growth Machine. And this is what we call a greenfield campaign. It's just running by itself, end to end, on autopilot, without you needing to lift a finger, essentially.
Great. Thank you very much, Felix. So insightful. Guys, did you already try to build a list based on this type of intents, jobs and changed jobs? Super curious and interested in having more insights of why you already tried, what issue you find. Can I filter using LGM based on a signal map I define? I mean, are you saying like mapping the different field for your custom attributes? Because yes, on LGM you can map mapping sales signals. Yeah. Yeah, maybe can you just be more specific? On autopilot for newbies, how can you track what it will be created before it runs? Felix, question from Badir. On autopilot for newbies, how can you track what will be credits before it runs on Clay?
I'm not sure I understand the question. How can you track credits before?
How many credits it will take?
Okay, yeah, sure. So you just have to like run a sample test, right? So maybe you would start with an initial list of 10 leads. You would set up your Clay table to be fully optimized, and inside of your Clay table, you would at a minimum have to run a check to see whether or not that prospect has moved jobs. Now, there's a couple of ways you could do that. You could spend Clay credits for that. And the Clay credit that you would be spending is, I think, 1 credit to enrich the prospect's profile. And once you have their profile enriched, you can see their work history. You could potentially come up with a workaround here by, instead of having to spend a Clay credit to enrich their profile, you could just use Claygent to basically visit the prospect's LinkedIn profile, assuming you have their LinkedIn URL. You could just instruct Claygent to visit their profile, check their work experience, and see if they've moved jobs in the last 30 days. The optimal way of doing this probably would be have the Claygent as like your first step, because Claygent, it will be able to perform this task for you, but not with every LinkedIn profile, because there's lots of LinkedIn profiles that are basically, you can't access them unless you're like first degree connections with people, second degree connections with these people. I'm not sure exactly what it is with regards to LinkedIn settings. And if Clay Agent can't find it, then you would like roll on to your next way of finding it, which would be to enrich their profile. And that way you'd have to spend the credit. But ultimately what you want to do is just run this with a sample size of 10 prospects, have your whole Clay table set up, calculate how much it's going to cost you to run it for each row. And then based on ultimately how many leads you're going to be adding to this table, how much it's going to cost you to run the entire thing each time.
Yes, sorry. I don't know what it yeah.
You back? Oh, I think we lost you for a second.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, are you here?
I'm here.
Yep. So
Shall we
yeah, but I
move
don't
on
know.
to the next one?
I don't know will be alright. This can be undone. You will you will start. Yes, I don't know where I can start.
She's abandoned me. Man down. Lady down.
Yes,
She's Jack.
yeah.
She's back.
Yes, we're here.
Okay, shall we continue?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen again.
So there is a question from Adi also. My customer buy when, for example, they are hit by ransomware. Can I find using LGM all people that match that specific search criteria, which for me is a sales signals, but I want to define being hit by this insight based on their post from LinkedIn and not AI inferred. So about that, we do have, I'm thinking about two options. First option is using the lookalike search on La Growth Machine. You had a specific client. It could be a website domain or the name of the client, like your ideal client, and the lookalike search is giving you a lot of company like really look like that looks like your ideal clients. So this is a way to, from one case study or one client, find another other companies, and then you can filter by persona, and then you have the leads and you can import them on your audience. This is the first way to, from first criteria or from first client, like ideal client, you can get another base of clients that are super similar. But there is another way to focus on what are people publish on LinkedIn, and in your specific case, maybe you can use one integration with Trigify or Busca. There are tools that gives you the capability to type keywords, and these social listening tools will give you all the guys who publish on a specific subject with your keywords. And then with the integration, we have an integration with Busca, we do have an integration with Trigify. You can push every leads talking about specific keywords on Reddit, on LinkedIn, on Instagram to your audience on La Grosse Machine. So this is another way, more intent based, social media intent based. And we do have a playbook, I think a super actionable playbook using Busca plus La Grosse Machine. So yeah, I can give it to you in the chat. And Felix, this is I give you the mic again.
Okay, so moving on. So our next template is feeding your recruiting pipeline. And in this case, we are using Clay plus La Growth Machine to reach out to potential talent. So if you have a list of potential candidates, potential talent, and you don't have an effective way of reaching out to these people at scale with personalized messaging, then the Clay plus LGM combo is going to be a great option for you. And again, it's for the same reason, right? Like the instances where I would use a tool like La Growth Machine is where I have high quality prospects, or in this case, talent, that I really want to do everything I can to reach out to these people. And so if we have a smaller list, maybe a few hundred or even a few thousand, we really want to maximize our chances of getting these people's attention, getting them to reply to us. And in order to do that, we just need to hit them across as many channels as possible. So with La Growth Machine, again, we can send them emails, we can send them LinkedIn messages, and we can send them LinkedIn voice notes. So in this case, we would have a list of potential candidates. We can import that list into our Clay table. Depending on what data we have to begin with around these people, maybe we only have their LinkedIn profiles. Maybe we already have an email address. We can enrich their profiles further to find out more or less anything we want about these people, assuming the data is publicly available. And then from there, we can qualify that they are the right types of talent or candidates that we want to be targeting. We can craft our personalized message to them, and then reach out again via La Growth Machine, either a LinkedIn only campaign or a multi-channel campaign with email plus LinkedIn.
Any question, guys? So I just gave you the Notion guide that Felix is showing you, so you can see the different videos and tutorials. Don't hesitate to look at this. Yes. I think Clay has sandbox mode to test this sandbox mode. So yeah, did you already test the sandbox mode on Clay, Felix?
Have I tested the sandbox mode on Clay?
Yeah, did you try it?
Personally, I haven't, but I'm sure our team has. I spend less and less time in Clay myself, but we have a team of GTM engineers who are much better at Clay than I am. So maybe on the next webinar, we'll get them on, but I'm sure they're using the sandbox mode.
Yeah. About inbox, because we are a multi-channel sales automation tool at La Growth Machine, we do have this this unified inbox, so that you can make all the reply on the same.
Did you say the inbox or sandbox in Clay?
In Clay, the sandbox.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was thinking about the inbox of La Growth Machine, and what I wanted to say, just because I told you about the lookalike. Another way also to find new people is that on the inbox at La Growth Machine, you have the lookalike engine that runs automatically when a lead reply positively, which means that you are on your inbox, you can manage all the replies from LinkedIn, email, etc. One guy is replying positively, so the lookalike engine runs automatically. You don't have to do a push request on the lookalike. You can do it, but also you have a pool feature, and this lookalike opportunities is given to you automatically, so it's fulfill your pipeline in autopilot, and it's also a good way to nourish your pipeline and without any effort. Question. This one is for Felix. If Sales Navigator gives me relationship grade filters, network visibility, and live activity data directly from LinkedIn's internal graph, what measurable advantage does LGM offer that compensates for the fact that their entire data layer operates outside LinkedIn and can only infer intent rather than seeing it? And why is for Felix?
Can you repeat the question?
So if Sales Navigator gives you relationship rates, filters, network visibility, live activity data directly from LinkedIn, what measurable advantage does LGM offer that compensates for the fact that the entire data layer operates outside LinkedIn and can only infer intent rather than see it? So Sales Navigator is great also to have this filter and build your lists. And then La Growth Machine is, after having this audience list, gives you the capability to doing all the, as I told you, multi-channel sequencing, prospecting strategy, and also the enrichment first, then the multi-channel workflow, the unified inbox, the synchronization with CRM, and the analytics.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the different use cases, right? And as you say, Eloise, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is where you might start to build your initial list. However, to enrich your leads, qualify them at scale, create your personalized messaging, and then execute your campaigns, you would use other tools for that. So on the execution piece, you would use that growth machine. And we always like to use point solutions where possible. There's more and more of these like all-in-one sales tech solutions, which are basically doing everything end-to-end. Like Apollo is an example of this. They have a database, they have an enrichment functionality, they have a sequencer. But what we tend to find is when we use point solutions that do one thing very, very well, and we use lots of these in the whole chain of our workflow, this is how we're able to like really maximize our results. So for example, we might build our initial lists from Sales Navigator because it tends to have the best people database of any prospecting database, and most of the other databases like Apollo, like Ample Market, are just scraping from LinkedIn. So we might build our initial list in Sales Navigator, then we bring that list into Clay because Clay does the best job when it comes to enriching and qualification and personalization. Clay does have its own sequencer, but we tend not to use Clay sequencer because it limits us in certain ways. So once we're done with Clay, we then push those leads to a tool like a growth machine for the sequencing piece.
Yeah, exactly. LGM is good for newbies to not have a big stack. You can just use LGM and the LGM database and the importing feature. But of course, you can use Sales Navigator additionally. You can use Clay additionally. It really depends on your the stage where you are in your prospecting strategy, what personalization level you want to reach, etc. Also, LGM gives you the advantage to extract people who comments, likes any post on LinkedIn, which means you can DM or email people to give them your resources that you give them when they comment a post of you. But you can also just reach out any commenters of any post, which mean your competitors one, for example. So this kind of stuff are not available like directly in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Yeah.
Good. So our third template here is, and this is kind of similar to the second one, I think, but ultimately we're basically just doing the end-to-end recruiting process rather than in template 2, we already have an established list. So that's what we're assuming. So in this case, we are building our list from scratch. In step 1, we're using LGM's lookalike feature. I haven't actually used this yet, Eloise, so maybe you could talk to this section, how this would work.
Yeah. I can even do a little demo. Would you like me to demo the lookalike, guys? Just thumb up if yes.
I would like to see it, so you got a hand up from me.
Okay. Let me connect myself on the right account. Okay. Demo time. So here we go. Yep. So I'll share my screen now. Share screen campaigns. So here we go. We are here on La Growth Machine. Here are all the campaigns. You have here the leads section, and you have here the LGM database. We have the just filters that I told you about. If you don't want to use additional license for Sales Navigator, but you have the lookalike search. And for example, if I use like, I want to, okay, Stripe is my like ideal client, right? And I want a similarity score on 80, which is high. And then I want to filter saying the size of the company will be like this one, the location will be, for example, United States, and yeah, industry technology, let's say. Okay, I have 15 results. Then I click on find leads, and then I apply my filters to identify the personal the persona I want. Like, I don't know, I want the chief marketing officer, I want the CMO, I want the marketing manager, for example. And let's see. And these guys, I can import leads directly and fulfill or an existing audience or create a new audience. And then I can build my campaign and send to them a great message. So you can use here your catalog, the catalog, the library of pre-built workflow, but you all can, of course, build campaign from scratch. The one that I love the most is this one, because it uses voice, which is a really great way to stand out in the inbox. Send message first as a DM with the chat mode, which splits a big text in little text with a delay of 2 or 3 seconds low. So it's really like human. You don't have a big message like, hey, I'm Eloise, da, da, da. It's, hey, I'm Eloise. How are you? Second message. I think you should look at this resource that I did, because I think you have similar challenges. And then 2 days after, I send a voice. And if they don't accept me, there is another branch with email. We Enrich. Then we visit profile, like to warm up. We can even like recent post and then other follow up. So this kind of workflow are great. And yeah, you have all the reports and statistics, of course, and inbox, as I told you, with the lookalike. When guys reply, here you say, oh, see, this could be a good fit, and we found other companies similar to Wati, and you guys see, just I have to click on view all, and it gives me all the different company, and with the same mechanism, I can find leads, etc., etc.
There we go.
Yeah, the lookalike is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think that, so the lookalike use case in the Notion doc, this is like a recruitment play, trying to find candidates that work for the types of companies that you want to recruit from. This is not actually a play that we've used to find talent, but it's quite an interesting one. But the lookalike functionality generally is just a really powerful thing, and we use it pretty much daily across our campaigns. And I mean, you just have to like put yourself in the position of a prospect that would be on the receiving end of a message as part of a lookalike campaign. Like if someone reaches out to me and they say, Felix, we have worked with cold email agency A, B, and C. We know the industry inside out, and we can save you 40% on your operational costs. Can we chat? That's going to be an extremely compelling industry for me, message to me, because this guy clearly knows my industry well, and I might think that he could genuinely add value to what we're doing here. So lookalike campaigns are extremely powerful. Every business running outbound should be running lookalike outreach campaigns, targeting companies that look like their ideal prospects. And there's more and more tools out there for lookalikes. I saw a question in the chat saying, what's the difference between Clay's lookalike feature and LGM's? Like I said, there's lots of different lookalike tools out there, and the best way you can find the one that works for you is just to test them all. So we haven't tested LGM's one. We've tested a few. We like Disco-like. We like Ocean.io. You might even, if you want to like really max out your list, you might want to use multiple lookalike databases at the same time. Create a master list, which you can add to Clay. So let's say you've scraped a lookalike list from LGM, scrape another one from Clay's lookalike tool, have them in one table, deduplicate that table to remove the duplicates, and then you're left with your your maximum lookalike list for as much coverage as possible. So that would be my approach there.
Yeah, when we built the lookalike, we were super inspired from Ocean.io and tried to do something similar, and with this advantage that everything is on the same tool, because a lot of people has a big stack with a lot of cost. So yeah, we try to reduce this stack. I have a mix of leads. Some are connected on LinkedIn, some are not. I have sent DMs to some, or not to some. Then I have sent cold email. When I create campaigns, should I segment them based on above criteria? What is the best way to do so? Do you have any insights, Felix, about channels?
Yeah, so it depends what scale you're doing things, but my philosophy is like you should try to hit your entire total addressable market once every 3 months. Now, depending on the size of your total addressable market, that's going to be easier or harder across the different channels that you're using. So, for example, if you have 100,000 prospects in your total addressable market and you want to hit the entire thing once every 3 months, that would be 33,000 leads contacted per month. That's going to be very difficult across LinkedIn, especially if you only have one profile. You can only send 400 connection requests per month. So it's going to take you a long time to do that. Now, you could spin up things like avatar profiles, or you could use your team members' profiles, but this is going to be quite expensive quite quickly. So you might want to, with email though, it's a little bit different. With email, it's much easier to hit those volumes. You can spin up more domains and inboxes, and they're much cheaper than going down like the LinkedIn avatar profile route. So at a minimum, I would be aiming to hit my entire TAM via email once every 3 months. And then I would prioritize my tier 1 prospects within that TAM list. So maybe like the top 10% of prospects, but again, it's going to depend on how many LinkedIn messages you can send. Let's say it's the top 10% of prospects. Those prospects we would prioritize for multi-channel outreach. Those prospects will get LinkedIn messages and emails.
Yeah, I have less than 1,000.
Okay, Atisha says she has less than 1,000 prospects. So you should absolutely be hitting all of these prospects over email and LinkedIn. If you only have one LinkedIn profile, it's going to take you 2.5 months to do it, which is even quicker than what I'm suggesting in 3 months. So absolutely, you should be running all of these prospects through not just email and LinkedIn campaigns, but you should also be WhatsApping them. You should be cold calling them. You should be sending them voice notes. Wherever you can find them, you should be reaching out to these people.
Great, thanks. Vivek asked about pricing, enrichment credits, etc. Vivek, I just gave you the pricing page. You have even a simulator, so just deep dive in the pricing page. It will be easier. Adi, is this lookalike feature firmographic, demographic driven, or can it be signal driven? Demographic, firmographic are signals, but yeah, if you mean more signal like publication on LinkedIn, etc., as I said, I think I will use other social media listening tool. Yeah, depends of your signals and which signal you need. But in the lookalike feature built in La Grosse Machine, as I just give you the different filter, is more linked to the same filter that you have on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But you can just create your list based on intent signals with Busca, with Trigify, and then push them, or Clay, and push them to La Grosse Machine. It really depends of what intents you want. Do we have any question? Felix, do you want to add something?
I don't think so. No, nothing more to add other than if you want to be doing outreach in the best possible way in 2025, you need to be doing high volume. So you need to be doing thousands of messages a month, tens of thousands realistically. You got to be personalizing all of your messages. That's where you need a tool like Clay, and you got to be hitting multi-channel. So tools like La Grosse Machine are ideal for that. That's really like the gold standard for effective outreach in 2025.
Yeah. Question. Badir asked a question about your course.
Go
But
for it.
yeah. And Matt also. So okay, Badir. Felix, quick question. I came across your course on StackOptimise and wanted to ask: will your program take someone who was a bit above on try level and help them reach an advanced level in GTM? And do you include real life case scenario we can practice on?
Yeah, that you're about the perfect level there, Badir. So it's ideal for anyone from kind of entry level to intermediate to take them to an advanced level. And the idea behind the GTM engineer course was to teach like end-to-end GTM engineering. So it's not just the cold email course. It's not just a course about how to use Clay or how to use automations. It's every single skill set that you need to be a complete GTM engineer, if you like. So you learn about email deliverability and infrastructure and LinkedIn infrastructure, copywriting, using Clay, building automations with tools like Make, and then managing your campaigns across email and LinkedIn. We include lots of real life examples. There are pre-built Clay templates that you can just reuse for yourself, for example. And it also includes our ebook with our top performing outreach templates. So you'll have like a set of templates that you can reuse for your own offer as well.
Great. Do you have a link so that we can find that course?
Yes, sure.
Another question for a beginner: is it smart to use Clay, or should they explore any other tools before investing in Clay?
Okay, link is in the chat. To answer that question, I would say no, just get straight into Clay. There isn't really like a stepping stone from something to Clay, because Clay kind of invented its own niche within the world of sales tech, and that's why it's done so well. It kind of reinvented how we think about building campaigns. And so just dive in head first. It might seem overwhelming. It might seem complex to begin with. Before I started using Clay, I had literally zero technical knowledge whatsoever. I come from a sales background. I didn't know what any of this stuff meant. I didn't know what an API was. I didn't know what automation was. And you'll be surprised how quickly you can learn. Like, just get into Clay, start playing around with it, start building out some tables, watch YouTube videos. Clay have got lots of tutorials themselves. And it is just the best tool out there for enrichment. So I wouldn't bother waste time learning something else and then move to Clay. Just get stuck in straight away.
Yeah, that's why we're super proud of this native integration.
Shout out Adrian.
Yeah, I see it. Matt asked what monthly budget, realistic budget can I imagine if I want the support from StackOptimise and LGM. So for LGM, I can just say that you can start with a basic plan or a pro plan if you want to build your campaign from scratch. And I can give you the pricing here again. But for a basic plan, it's 50 euros monthly. For a pro plan, it's 100 euros monthly. And Felix, I let you say on a monthly basis if somebody wants your support.
So, sorry, is the question the cost of like setting up these systems, like the cost of the software, or the cost for using our services?
It's more about support, I think, like to build a system. Cost of done for you rather than do it yourself. Oh, Felix is frozen. I don't have the pricing of StackOptimise, Matt, sorry, but I'm sure you can get this info super quickly on LinkedIn, contacting Felix. If high volume customization and multi-channel is the gold standard today, what will come tomorrow after all this is a fast moving space. Tim, about I know that you asked a lot about creativity, and what are the next steps in prospecting. I think that little feature like chat mode are really good to stand out on the inbox, because you don't have this big text on LinkedIn which like smells too much automation. So this kind of little feature can really do a difference in your reply rate. I do think that the LinkedIn voice notes as follow-ups can be super powerful for reply rates. And social warming also is super important, to warm a little bit before contact and outreach your leads. Also, I see more and more, but not a lot, prospecting, video prospecting. We do have an integration with SendSpark, another one with Weasley, and this kind of tools gives you the capability of adding a little AI video. So yeah, it can also be super impressive to receive a video from a sales saying, "Hi, Patricia, I see that your company XXX is doing that," etc. So yeah, the video prospecting also can be a good way to stand out. Yeah. Yeah. We are on the call, Felix. Matt, I was also looking into white label and just sales and outsource. Oh, maybe I can just give Felix invite to join stage. So, sorry, I'm looking to the question.
Sorry about that. My connection.
No problem. Yeah. So I think Matt will chat directly with you, Felix. Just have to an idea of what kind of support he can have from you. And Matt, I gave you the pricing page.
Yeah, I'll give Matt just a quick answer there. So our done for you service starts at $4,500 USD per month, and for that we'll basically manage and run everything for you. So we'll set up all of the infrastructure, all of your domains and inboxes, your clay tables, your LinkedIn campaigns, and we'll run everything up until the point we generate a positive reply for you. So someone that replies to our campaigns with some positive intent, at which point you'll be able to jump in and respond to the lead. So if you don't want to take take care of any of the stuff yourself, we can do it for you. Starts at $4,500 USD per month.
Great. Theodora asked why I can't have the free trial using the link. Yeah, normally it's working. Sometimes it says that it's a 14 days trial, but using this magical link, you will have 30 days. If not, Theodora, I give you my email here. Everyone is can testimony, and I will give you 15 days more. Eloise at lagosmachine.com. Here we go. This is my email. If you want to talk more on that, is the best work to demo via your website?
Yep, just book straight through the website, Matt.
Yeah. And if you want to try Lagos Machine, have some issue or question about the technical part, just write to the support team of Lagos Machine or using the chat inbox. Okay, I think, guys, we are done with these 3 workflows. I'll give you again the link from the Notion guide. Here we go. Like this, you can just save it on your tab. And yes, thank you very much, Felix. It was super insightful, and thanks for sharing all this workflow with us. And thanks, guys, because it was super dynamic in the chat. A lot of questions. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Eloise, for having me.
Bye.
Bye-bye.